Inquest findings into child drowned by mom. An adoring grandmother had sought to formalize her guardianship over two grandsons not long before the younger boy was tragically drowned by their mentally unwell mother. NSW State Coroner Teresa O'Sullivan in Lidcombe on Friday concluded the 5-year-old boy died at about 6:15 p.m. on March 2, 2017, and made 17 recommendations. The child was a much-loved, younger brother, and adored by his grandparents, Ms. O'Sullivan said in delivering her findings. He was described as full of life from an early age. He loved to play games and attend the local park. He was very outgoing and always carried a toy truck or ball. The mother was found not guilty of murder and attempted murder in the NSW Supreme Court by way of mental illness based on unanimous, psychiatric expert evidence in 2017. A May 2021 inquest examined 28 key issues focusing on the organizations and agencies the mother was involved with, and the inadequacies of some reporting. Extra training has been recommended to ensure that services better understand how to deal with crises involving protected children. The young boys were living with their grandparents while their 27-year-old mother was in custody between March 2016 and February 2017. On release, she lived in a caravan on the property. Family and Community Services had been made aware of concerns in 2015. That escalated in 2016. Some 14 months before the child's death, FACS had received 7 reports the children were at risk of harm from their mother due to her serious drug use, violence and mental ill health. A report from January 2016 stated if the current situation continues, it can be reasonable to conclude that serious harm will occur in the near future. 2 months later, the mother attended an emergency department affected by ICE, saying she was involved in a violent relationship with a man who put her 4-year-old son in the freezer. Days later, the Lidcombe Community Service Centre closed the report, stating FACS were already working with the family, noting the children were safe with the grandmother who was seeking care orders. This was deemed a lost opportunity to properly engage with the mother, and a failure to note that nothing was stopping her from taking the children. Their grandmother had sought to formalize her guardianship through the family court, but their mother remained their legal custodian. On March 1, the woman's parole officer noted her behavior had markedly deteriorated. Later that morning, she appeared highly distressed to a mental health worker, sobbing and crying, saying she and her children were not safe. That evening, she told her mother they were going for a swim, but after failing to return, she hailed a police car down at 3 a.m. Constable Tyler Bryce Noda said, "Woman's concerned the children would not attend school the next day and failed to note the mother's potential ICE use as a risk to their harm. Grandmother does not have any grave concerns, just unusual," he wrote in an email to another officer. Later that day, her daughter called from Victoria sounding drug-affected, "Don't worry about coming and getting us, you will never see us and the boys again," she said, and police were contacted immediately. After arriving on a property from Bendigo on the afternoon of March 2, the woman had convinced herself that she and her sons were in mortal danger from an ex-partner. Her elder son was strong enough to break free from her grip, but the 5-year-old tragically died. Recommendations were directed to NSW Police Commissioner, Victoria Police Chief, Commissioner, the NSW Department of Communities and Justice, and other agencies. In closing the inquest, the coroner offered her sincere condolences to the late child's family, saying his grandmother displayed enormous dignity, courage and strength,